The bloodline saga in WWE has taken a significant turn following the loss of Solo Sikoa's bloodline faction against the Og bloodline and CM Punk at Survivor Series. The War Games match delivered several unforgettable moments, culminating in Solo being annihilated by all 5 members of the babyface team. With the self-proclaimed tribal chief seemingly losing all his momentum, he may need a new strategy to rebuild his faction. This has sparked speculation that Solo could soon introduce his own wiseman to strengthen his bloodline. Roman Reigns' wiseman Paul Heyman has already returned to support the Og bloodline. This sparked speculation that Armando Estrada might step into the role of special counsel for Sikoa. This twist could be revealed through an angle where Estrada orchestrates an attack on Paul Heyman, cementing his allegiance to Sikoa. For those unfamiliar, Armando Estrada is currently signed to a Legends deal with WWE, making his involvement in an active storyline a realistic possibility. Estrada's history with the late great Umaga adds a deeper layer to the narrative. As the former manager of Umaga, Estrada's connection to Solo, who pays homage to his uncle through his Samoan spite, would add emotional heft to the storyline. This potential development could serve as a compelling way to reinvigorate Solo Sikoa's bloodline faction. It remains to be seen how WWE will address the aftermath of Sikoa's loss at Survivor Series. After his loss at Survivor Series, War Games, Solo Sikoa might take a bold step by issuing a significant challenge to Roman Reigns. The self-proclaimed tribal chief is unlikely to accept his defeat lightly, and could argue that Roman's victory was only possible due to the overwhelming support of his allies. This could lead Solo to challenge Roman Reigns to a one-on-one match, claiming he can defeat the original tribal chief in a fair singles showdown. The timing of this challenge aligns perfectly with the upcoming Saturday night's main event, which already boasts a lineup of several high-profile matches. Adding Solo versus Roman to the card would undoubtedly enhance the event's appeal while furthering the bloodline storyline. A singles match between Roman and Solo would serve as an ideal way for WWE to deepen the bloodline drama without requiring the immediate involvement of The Rock. The bloodline saga has dominated WWE for years, and its twists and turns continue to captivate fans. Solo Sikoa, the silent yet devastating enforcer of the group, has played his role with chilling precision. But with Roman Reigns' dominance teetering and the Usos' rebellion, the stability of the bloodline has never been more precarious. Enter the rumors. Solo Sikoa could have a secret new wiseman, a figure poised to return to WWE after a decade, and potentially target Paul Heyman. The possibility of such a shocking turn of events could redefine the dynamics of the bloodline and WWE at large. Since his debut on the main roster, Solo Sikoa has emerged as one of the most intriguing members of the bloodline. Unlike his brothers, Jimmy and Jey Uso, or his cousin Roman Reigns, Solo operates with quiet intensity. His actions speak louder than words, and his loyalty to Roman has been unwavering, or so it seems. In recent weeks, subtle cracks have started to appear in Solo's stoic demeanor. He's been caught side-eyeing Heyman during promos, hesitating to follow orders, and even staring down Roman in moments of tension. These small gestures have sparked speculation that Solo might not be as loyal as he appears. If Solo were to align with a new wiseman, it would signal a seismic shift in the bloodline saga. The question isn't just who this wiseman might be, but also why Solo would need one. Is it rebellion against Roman's leadership, distrust in Heyman's counsel, or a desire to carve out his own path within the Wwe dynasty? Paul Heyman has been the linchpin of Roman Reigns' success as tribal chief. His silver tongue, strategic mind, and deep understanding of WWE's political landscape have made him indispensable to the bloodline. But Heyman's history is riddled with betrayals. From Brock Lesnar to CM Punk, his alliances have often ended in spectacular implosions. For Solo Sikoa, aligning with Heyman has always seemed like a formality rather than a genuine partnership. Heyman's constant fawning over Roman and his underhanded tactics don't align with Solo's brutal, no-nonsense style. If a new Wiseman were to step in, it could spell the end of Heyman's tenure with the bloodline and perhaps his career. Rumors have swirled about a major figure from WWE's past returning to take on the role of Solo Sikoa's mentor. If true, this individual's re-emergence could set the stage for an explosive feud within the bloodline. Here are some of the top contenders. Solo's father and a member of the legendary Wwe family. Rikishi hasn't been seen in WWE in a prominent role for years. If Rikishi were to return as Solo's Wiseman, it would bring a deeply personal element to the story. Rikishi could argue that Heyman has corrupted Roman and led the bloodline astray, positioning himself as a voice of tradition and family loyalty. However, Rikishi's return would be fraught with complications. Would he turn against Roman, his nephew, to support his son? And how would the rest of the family react to such a bold move? Best remembered as the manager of Omega, Estrada could bring a unique dynamic to Solo Sikoa's character. Estrada's sharp wit and commanding presence would complement Solo's silent brutality, creating a partnership reminiscent of Omega's dominance in the mid-2000s. If Estrada were to return and target Heyman, it would be a poetic callback to WWE history. Estrada could accuse Heyman of exploiting the Wwe family for personal gain, setting the stage for a vicious power struggle. Though not a member of the Wwe family, Eric Bischoff's reputation as a master manipulator makes him a tantalizing choice. Bischoff could return as an outside force, convincing Solo that Heyman and Roman are holding him back. With Bischoff as his Wiseman, Solo could break free from the bloodline entirely, launching a new faction to rival Roman's empire. While Bischoff's involvement would be unexpected, it aligns with WWE's penchant for shocking returns and unpredictable alliances. If Solo Sikoa's new Wiseman were to make an impact, an attack on Paul Heyman would be the ultimate statement. Heyman has been the architect of Roman's reign, and his removal would leave the bloodline vulnerable. Here's how such an attack could unfold. A setup on SmackDown. Heyman delivers one of his signature promos, reaffirming his loyalty to Roman and dismissing Solo as a blunt instrument with no mind of his own. Solo, standing in the background, clenches his fists but remains silent. The Wiseman's arrival. The lights dim and unfamiliar music plays. The crowd buzzes with anticipation as the new Wiseman walks down the ramp. Heyman's face turns from smug confidence to sheer panic as the figure approaches the ring. The betrayal. Solo steps forward, seemingly to protect Heyman, but in a shocking twist, he delivers a devastating Samoan spike to Heyman, leaving him gasping for air. The Wiseman takes the mic, declaring that Solo no longer answers to Roman or Heyman, he answers only to himself.